Hey guys, another semi-professional here with a much shorter video today, but something I wanted to kind of talk about, and that is the month of April in the year 2019. A rather unsuspecting month, you might think, but if you like sci-fi, comic books, fantasy, you've been waiting for this unsuspecting little month to come around for a long time, pretty much a year now. Ever since Infinity War, you've been waiting for this month, and that's one of the reasons, and that's Avengers. However, let's go through it sequentially. There are, in my eyes, five reasons why this is possibly the best month for comic book sci-fi genre material that us fans have ever been given. This is the best time ever this month. Why is that? Why April 2019? Who knows? But it's here and we are loving it. Uh, First up, guys, Captain Marvel. Now, this did launch in the last week of March. I'm including it because it's still available and has run throughout April. And most people, not maybe most, but a good chunk of people didn't see it until April. I've seen this movie. I think it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant. That's terrible. I'm sorry. However, it did pass $1 billion for Marvel. A lot of naysayers for this one having your female-led superhero, and there were a lot of naysayers saying, "Oh, it'll be a failure," blah blah blah. And I could not be happier. I love this movie for one. Two, it passed $1 billion, so nobody can call it a failure, no matter how deluded they want to be. And three, it sets us up into a whole new cosmos and world and universe of Marvel that we had been exploring a little bit with Guardians and stuff like that, but this brings us into whole new races. The Kree Skrull. We have touched on it before. We've had the Kree and Guardians with Ronan, and it's been around, but we're really deep diving into it now more as Captain Marvel, and that all becomes a thing. Um, just a great movie. For those of you who haven't seen it, I won't do any spoilers on this, but this is just a great movie. Kevin Feige has announced she is the strongest Avenger, and the movie that doesn't let us down on that. No one else does what she can do, as far as I've seen so far. Brilliant character, just yes. That was a great way to end March, but start April, this brilliant April month with Captain Marvel. It was marvelous. So then we move in, we switch companies altogether. The next movie, and I've only just seen this in the last few days, but Shazam from DC comes out. Zachary Levi just does an amazing job here, um, as Brie Larson did as Captain Marvel. But we just carry on now with these strong, brilliant films. This being a different tone altogether, much more of a comedic superhero movie, but just following on from Aquaman as DC's last installment. This has now got DC on a roll. I mean, you flash back a few years ago, and we were wondering, how are DC getting it so wrong compared to Marvel? How are DC wasting the best characters? Because whilst Marvel have made their characters amazing, DC started out with Batman and Superman, who are the two best characters in all of comic books. I am a comic book fan. I'm not a DC or a Marvel fanboy, but I would easily say that Batman and Superman have just the best. They're the most well known for starters in terms of getting a draw for box office. Um, but yeah, look. Anyway, DC are back on track. They have new people in control. Um, Definitely with Aquaman, the ship was stored right. They had Wonder Woman's a huge success, and I cannot wait for Wonder Woman 2, 1984, whatever it's going to be. Cannot wait for that movie as well. Gal Gadot, I think, is a great Wonder Woman. But Shazam continues DC's return and their climb to compete with Marvel, or just to have great comic book movies in general, regardless of whether they're competing or not. I think all comic book movies, there's a space for them, and just us as fans are winning no matter what. But Shazam, great movie, saw it recently, really loved it. Won't give any spoilers out because it is really new to cinema or to theaters in case you haven't seen it yet. But just a really fun movie, and Zach Levi definitely delivers as a great Shazam, and just opens up again, just in the same way that Captain Marvel opens up a whole new chapter of the Marvel universe to us. Shazam movie does open up a currently unexplored avenue of the DC, you know, biome, shall we say, or universe, or whatever they're calling their world. But yeah, it just opens up all new material for us to see as fans, or film going fans, at least the comic book fans. We're already well aware of this. But yeah, another great movie, and that's a strong installment again in April. So we're moving on now, and just yesterday we had the next installment on why April's a great month. Game of Thrones is back, the final season. I have just done a review on episode 1. Actually, it's up on my channel, so please go to the channel and click on that and give it a like if you enjoy. But there's a full 30-minute breakdown of the first episode of Game of Thrones up there. Won't say anything in this video because I don't want to give spoilers away. But if you have seen the episode and want to hear some spoilers and some speculation and give your own feedback, please go to that video and do so. And I'd much appreciate you giving a like and a comment and a subscription. But Game of Thrones, amazing. Returned, didn't let us down. Yeah, really happy with it. We'll say no more because it's so fresh, only being a day old, that I don't want to say almost anything that could be potentially spoilery. But we have 6 episodes coming, 1 out of the way, 5 more to go, which is another reason why April is such a fantastic month to be a fan right now. But then we go on to the 4th one, and this is potentially the weakest link in the chain of why April is the best month ever, but it is just more stuff for us as fans to appreciate, and that, of course, is the Hellboy movie, or Hellboy remake, or relaunch, reboot. But Hellboy is back. David Harbour is a great Hellboy. I haven't seen this movie, but I have seen lots of reviews for it. So this one I can't speak too much to this. I can't give you my opinion because I haven't seen it myself yet. But just from having seen David Harbour, other things, is a great actor, but having seen other critics, someone I always go to for advice being John Campia, having hear their comments back, it does seem like the movie as a whole is definitely of lesser quality than what it's competing with this month. But I think that was kind of expected. No one's surprised that it's a bit lower. It was definitely lower budget, has lower expectations. And by all accounts, David Harbour does deliver as a really good Hellboy. I will be watching this. It's out now. I just haven't seen it yet. I will try to get to it maybe over the weekend. But yeah, definitely Hellboy. Another installment as to why April is a great month. Hopefully I like it more than I've heard other people thought it kind of missed. But again, it's more fanboying material for us, or fangirling material for us as fans, just to love and enjoy. And it's another installment in April of 2019, just cramming it into April, just taking the money out of our wallets this month. They all are. But then we come to the big reason why April is the best month. If everything else before this, if Captain Marvel, Shazam, Game of Thrones, and Hellboy weren't enough to make this the best month, and they almost are anyway on their own, the last installment as to why April is the best month seals it. Avengers Endgame. Whilst Infinity War was the culmination of 10 years, no, Endgame is the end of this arc of the story. How do the Avengers cope with everything that happened in Infinity War? What's the plan? How are they going to deal with Thanos? Is there going to be additional baddies? I do want to mention in this video that a leak has come out, a pretty bad leak has come out. I've not watched it and I refuse to watch it. And if someone trolls me with information on that, you'll be banned from the channel. So please don't put any spoilers into this chat about Endgame, because I'm trying to stay pure on this as best as I can up until I watch this. I have tickets booked for the 26th on Friday. Cannot wait to go see this. It has literally been my life the last 10 years. Avengers is such a huge thing. And yeah, I just love it. What's going to happen? How are they going to deal with all this? How are they going to, can they unsnap the snap? Is there other ways? Time travel, the theory. And all of this, I don't want to mention in this video. I don't want to go into detail on things in case I give out potential spoilers inadvertently. However, I am going to do a speculation video following on to this about Avengers Endgame, and just about my thoughts and what I have heard no one else saying that I think could happen. And a few things that maybe others have said that I kind of think could happen, or maybe shouldn't happen, or wouldn't happen. But I have no clue. I'm not basing anything I'll be saying on actual information. It's just fan speculation. And if you like hearing me talk about it, then come and click on that video too. It'll be going up shortly after this one. So guys, April 2019, as it stands, it enters the record books, in my opinion, as the greatest month ever for film and TV fans of comic book, sci-fi, fantasy material. Yeah, it's just what an amazing month, what an amazing lineup that is. And I think it's going to be very hard for any month ever to top those 5 all being in one month crammed in. Star Wars might have a shot at it, Lion King would have a shot at it, but they're on their own. It would need other stuff around them to compete with April. So yeah, Lion King I cannot wait for that. I think it's going to be the biggest movie of the year, bigger than Endgame, but on its own, I don't think in a month surpasses April with everything it's had, with having Captain Marvel, Shazam, Hellboy, and Game of Thrones added in. And December with Star Wars coming out, I cannot wait for Star Wars Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, I just don't think on its own that's enough to surpass April. I think April 2019, for the foreseeable future, will remain the greatest month of cinema and TV that we've ever had. Anyway, guys, I won't keep rambling on. If you like the video, please leave a like. If you have different opinions or just basically your own opinions, please leave them in the comments below. And if it doesn't trouble you too much, please leave a subscription because I could use those. So thank you very much, guys, and I will see you all next time.